Hey, what is going on, guys? You know what time it is. It's time for another build video on Division with Galactic Gaming here to give you the best PvE build that I can come up with so far. If I make a better one, you'll be the first to know. So stay tuned because one may be coming with the classified sets coming out. Whenever, all the good ones, all the good classifieds come out, I will be making the most OP PvE build there is to make. But to start off with, we're going to go off with my weapons begin and go through the build. And right now, my Lavoie is sitting at 297k DPS, MP7 at 281k, 328k toughness, 126k skill power. So, not too bad all around. Could use better firearms, whatever. But only reason it's not better is because, actually I am using firearms mod. Okay, never mind. Only reason it's not better is, wait a second. Okay, that's why. My chest piece is electronics. That is why it's not rolled for firearms. So that's why I'm not doing as much damage as previous builds. But here we go. Same AR, Lavoie, same talents as before. And MP7. Been rocking MP7 a lot more lately, and it is doing 17.7k damage with hurried, responsive, and deadly, which is why I'm running it, because of responsive and deadly. Get the extra crit damage, get 10% damage increase when closer than 10 meters, and hurried, get that extra reload speed when I get crits, which SMGs perfect for crits. Now going into the build, it is a 3-piece final measure. It is a 3-piece D3 FNC, or defense for short, and a 2-piece striker. Now, the bonuses are for 3-piece defense is 15% protection from elites and 10% damage to elites. You can never have too much protection from elites when you're doing challenging mission, legendary, incursions, all that good stuff. You never have too much protection from elites, which is why the final measure is also protection from elites. And then you're getting that 10% damage to the elites. Now, 3-piece final measure, you get, where is it at? 25% exotic damage resilience, perfect for incursions. That way you don't have to run the entire 4-piece just to defuse grenades every 8 seconds. You'll just take 25% less damage from them. And you get that extra 15% protection from elites, which is really good because that's a total of 30% protection from elites. You're doing 10% more damage to them. And strikers just for the 20% stability. Now you can switch out striker for really anything you want. But to me, I like running the striker. That way I'm always active with my weapon. You're doing that 10% extra damage to the elite enemies. You don't want to miss any bullets, and with strikers, I know I never miss anything whenever I use it, no matter what kind of damage I'm having. Cause you have those days where maybe not going right, you're missing your target. Excuse me for that. You have some days where you're missing the target, you're not hitting all your bullets like you want to. With striker, it lets me make sure I hit all of them, either head or body, never miss. And let's go ahead and start with Let's go ahead and start with the chest piece. 1856 armor, pretty good with like 1900, but that's the RNG of the game, I guess. But as you see, 1266 electronics, which gives me that skill power, and it has health, all resistance, and ammo capacity. If you've seen any of my previous builds, I like having health and ammo capacity on my chest piece. All resistance really could be better if it was skill haste, but sadly it's not. Final measure, 901 armor, pretty good, not the best. If it was like this alpha bridge, it'd be godly, but it does have firearms roll with crit chance and burn resistance. Now, I like crit chance on my mask just because that extra crit chance can help. But in this case, I believe skill power may be a little better option to go with instead of the crit chance, just because you get the extra skill power, better heals, longer bag, whatever. But I'd much rather it be skill power, to be honest. Because, you know, as you see, my Alpha Bridge Master has 9k skill power. An extra 9k would really up my skill power to about 135, which would be really good and make the build almost perfect for like skill power, toughness, DPS, all the way around. It'd be really nice. And striker piece, 1583 armor with firearms rolled onto it with 16,000 in health, burn resistance, increased kill XP, and shock resistance. Now, you could go with disorient resistance instead of increased kill XP if you can afford to roll your minor attributes. I didn't see the point in it. I'd rather have health, but depends on your RNG luck with the gear you get. And for me, I couldn't roll it because, you know, grenaders, they like to try and throw disrupt grenades or whatever they're called to, you know, make it where it's harder for you to see, whatnot. And then Ninja Bike Messenger Bag, 1326 armor. This is in all my build videos, or at least most of them, if not all of them, with 1263 stamina, skill power, and disrupt resistance. Really wish it had ammo capacity instead, but like I said, RNG. And this is the first Ninja Bike bag I got in 1.7. I didn't have one until I got this one. Got really lucky with the armor roll. Got really lucky that it had skill power on it to where I could just roll the stamina stat. But other than that, it's pretty good, except for the fact that it doesn't have ammo capacity, but that's alright. Now you could go with Lone Star instead of Striker to get the extra ammo capacity, which would, again, it'd make the build really good. Like I say, you can replace the Striker piece with any piece you feel like. But for the gloves, 906 armor could be better, but I am using the classified piece, so I get 1392 firearms, which helps with DPS, and I'm doing crit chance, crit damage, and SMG damage. Just because of the fact I like using my SMG a lot lately, so that's what I've had on it. But I can roll that to AR, whatever, anytime I want. And originally this was going to be for my final measure build for this piece of gloves. And I was going to use my SMG for the primary because I was going to make a PvP build with it. But I was like, you know, I've got it. It gives me the extra firearms more than regular gloves. So I was like, let me throw on this classified gear piece. And as you see, I can still roll AR damage instead of SMG and just keep rolling it back and forth if I need to. But I just left it for SMG damage right now because it's really not that big of a deal. You can always switch back and forth, whatever. And last piece, 965 defense holster with 1251 firearms, really good. 1262 stamina, really good again. And 1170 electronics, which wish it would be better. Wish it was at least 1250 all around, but you know, who gets that lucky with RNG all the time? And I had to roll major attributes that helped because it was rolled for something else, but re-rolled it, and as you can see, it is a really good build. In my opinion, I love running this build for any PvE situation. Lexington, Hudson Refugee Camp, in the global events, all that good stuff. I was running this. And like I say, you can change strike out with anything you want. I mean, if you want extra incendiary grenades, throw Firecrest. If you want section reload speed, throw Predator. If you want support station range, throw Reclaimer, which Reclaimer would actually be pretty good for this as a PvE build. Just for the fact that you put down a bag, your bag's got that 30% extra range and can keep your teammate healed, pick them up from farther out, all that good type of stuff. That would be my second go-to piece for this instead of strikers. But I figured I'd rather hit more shots whenever I do shoot at the enemies, you know, instead of, since I'm not doing all that DPS like in my other builds, since I do have a piece roll for stamina and electronics and not only one piece rolled, not for firearms. But either way, it still works really good. Reclaimer, Striker, Lone Star, whatever you decide for this final piece, like I said, doesn't matter. Your preference to rather have a bigger bag, if you'd rather hit more of your shots, which is what I like to do since I'm getting that 10% extra damage to elites. I like to make sure all my shots land. Or if you don't have ammo capacity in your chest piece or backpack, go Lone Star. Get that 100% ammo capacity so you're not running out in the middle of fights. All that good stuff. But there it is, guys. There it is, guys. My best PvE build that I've made so far. I really love running. I run it in everything I do for PvE, especially with incursions and challenging missions, legendaries, all that good stuff. I love running this. It's kind of an all-around build for me. So I hope you guys try it out. Hope you guys enjoy it just as much as I do. And if you do enjoy, if you do try it out, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe for more daily content. We'll have quite a bit more build videos coming out. I'm currently working on a PvP build, which is based off of crit chance and skill haste. That way you get your skills back super fast, and your crit chance is insane. Even with like an AR, you know, it's hard to get a bunch of crit chance, and I'm close to getting that up to 30% crit chance on an AR, that's just crazy. But stay tuned for that. I'm working really hard trying to get the best piece I can for that build. So I hope you guys will stay tuned. Look out for that. Like I said, like, subscribe is the best way to know, and turn on the notification bell. That way you know when I release that amazing PvP build, which it's gonna be insane, guys. So I hope you enjoy. Hope you stick around and be prepared for the next build videos. And that's all for today, guys. As you can see, again, all around PvE build right here, basically. And you can change striker knee pads out with whatever you want. That's just personal preference for the striker piece. Just whatever you want to use. But that's today's build video. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Again, make sure you drop a like, subscribe, stay tuned for more daily content, and